Trisha and I'm here to take you on a culinary journey right from the heart of 25 Hours Hotel in Dubai. As the Executive Pastry Chef, this is not just a place where I work, it's a creativity hub where I bring my desserts to life. I really want to share some of my favorites with you, so what are you waiting for? Let's get started. I know sharing is caring, but when it comes to dessert, I want my own portion. On this note, today we are going to be making ricotta cheesecake in Phyllo cups. So grab your aprons and let's get started. So in this recipe, if you want to use a mixer, you definitely can. You can use a hand blender, you can put everything together. So it's a very easy recipe, but it's delicious. Over here we have 100 grams of ricotta cheese, 100 grams of cream cheese, 50 grams of castor sugar, 50 grams of yogurt, some orange blossom and vanilla pod. So I'm going to begin with adding everything inside this bowl and you just whisk it. Between the American cheesecake and the Italian cheesecake, American cheesecake is more heavier. With the cream cheese, there's of course no ricotta, and with only the ricotta cheesecake, it gets a bit too dry, I feel. So I've combined the both and it's the perfect balance between the two. So it's very easy, you literally just have to whisk everything in. I'm going to be adding a bit of orange blossom because I love all things textures and flavors, and there's going to be another flavor in this which I'm going to keep it to the end. So make sure there are no lumps. You whisked in everything super well. And next, so I'm going to be adding one vanilla pod. So you just have to make it a bit soft between your fingertips and slit it right from the center, not all the way through, just the top one, so it'll be easier for you to take out all the goodness of the vanilla pod. So when you slit it open, you take the back of your knife and you just run it through. And here, you have all of it here. And then just whisk it all in. Almost done. As I mentioned, it is an easy recipe. I wasn't lying when I said that. And here it is, it's almost ready. The last component we have here is a whipped cream. So I pre-whipped some cream in the morning. So you can pre-whip it and even keep it in the chiller for like 10-15 minutes just so that it's nice and cold. If you don't have this, it's fine. You can even get the whipped cream from the market and it will work perfectly fine. So this is the consistency you would want your whipped cream at. It's not super stiff. It's still like medium peaks. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the consistency we are aiming for. I'm going to use a spatula to just fold in the cream so it doesn't lose its lightness, and just fold it all together. It looks luscious, it smells delicious. I can smell the blossom, orange blossom, the vanilla, the lightness of the cream. It looks beautiful. Just make sure there are no lumps. Mix it all in together nicely. And now we're done with this. Next, I'm going to be preparing some Phyllo cups. So I have these pre-made Phyllo sheets that I got from the supermarket. You can even buy them ready-made if you'd like, the Phyllo cups, that is. But with these sheets, it's a very tedious process to make. If you want to attempt making it, it's quite a craft. Of course you can try it, but it's easier if you just get it from there. So over here we're going to begin with brushing it with melted butter. As I mentioned before, the cheesecake is a hybrid between the American and the Italian way, and I'm going to be adding a bit of a Middle Eastern touch with za'atar. So as I told you, I like to add a bit of herbs and spices in my pastries. It gets things going, it adds a different element to it. So za'atar is a Middle Eastern spice and herb blend. It has primarily sesame, thyme, oregano. It has a bit of nuttiness. It has citrus undertones. It's I love za'atar. So it's going to be amazing with the ricotta, cream cheese, butter. When it's going to bake, it's going to be really amazing. And of course, if you don't like it, you can skip this. You just add some of this. You can even put sugar in between, and it's really nice as well. It will make it nice and caramelized. I will be adding a bit of icing sugar as well over here to add a bit of sweetness. It really helps in making the texture all the more crisp. I'm going to put this on the side and also put some butter on the other end. And then we're just going to stick it together. At this stage, there are various ways of making a Phyllo cup as well. You can even layer it more. You can put 3-4 layers. If you don't want to, if you don't have a mold that I'm going to be using, you can just cut it in squares and put it in a muffin tin or anything you like. But over here, I'm going to be cutting it. If you do have a round cookie cutter, so you can just cut it like this. It's fine, even if it's not perfect, it's going to be amazing. So here I have 2 of them because let me show it to you. Here I have the molds ready. So this is how it will be, but don't worry if it's not sticking right now. I mean, once it bakes, it's going to be really nice and crisp. So literally I'm going to place it on top of the mold and then just press it together, and that's it. You just have to bake it. It's as easy as that. And like I mentioned, if you don't have this, you don't have to worry. You can just cut it in squares, whatever, and even just bake it as it is. You can even crush it up and put it on top of the cheesecake if you totally want to skip this altogether. So now I'm going to bake this at 170 degrees for about 5 minutes till it's nice golden brown, and we're ready to fill it in then. Here it is. So I baked it, it's been a bit of time, I let it cool down a bit, and this is how the beauties are going to look. This is the color you would want to achieve. It's a nice light golden brown color. I did pre-make some earlier, so we can start filling in the cheesecake now. So I have the piping bag here. You can take the cheesecake mixture out and just give it a nice mix before putting it in the piping bag. I must admit though, the history of Phyllo, it's quite interesting. The Greeks, they claim to admit that it's them, and the Turks claim to admit it's from them, but then I'm not quite sure because it does come Phyllo does come from a Greek word called leaf because the sheets are as thin as a leaf. So I don't know if you know, then let me know. It's quite interesting though. So here I'm going to start piping it in. It's super light and fluffy. It looks so pretty. I can't wait to dig in. I have some forest honey here. I'm going to drizzle that on top. Along with, first I would love to zest some lemon. I love that citrus element. Oh my god. I mean, I'm going to zest now, of course. Just a bit on the top. And a bit of honey on the top. This is a match made in heaven. Oh. And I will put some pistachios as well. And there it is. Ricotta cheesecake with Phyllo zataar cups. At this point, you can enjoy it as it is, or you can leave it in the chiller as well, but not for too long, otherwise the Phyllo cups will get soggy. Can I dig in? That crunch, the sweetness, the undernotes of the citrus, it's amazing.